precisely 1:15. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. Construction work of 3 private universities at an investment of 29 billion rupees has commenced. Chairman of the UNP says that the present president has the ability to enhance the economy while strengthening the foreign relations. An intensive care unit for the corona-infected persons at the Gampa Hospital. 2 appointments have been made to the state service. Graduates will be recruited for teachers' services. News overseas, Beijing begins biggest military drills around the island. Local news in detail. Construction work for 3 private universities with the investment of 29 billion rupees has commenced. It will be initiated by China, Germany and World Business Management. Director of the Scholarship Fund, K. Bandara, said that the construction activities will be carried out in 125 acres in Paduka area, which was purchased by the government. In addition, investors have come forward to invest for another 6 universities in Sri Lanka. Parliamentarian Vajra Abewardena says that although some state leaders could not face to international policies, the present president is the most suitable leader to guide the country. Many groups have acted to prevent the administration of present president since many years amid several obstacles. At the state speech made by the president yesterday, presented many proposals which are important to the general public. He also invited the public who belongs to various cultural backgrounds to join hands with the government. He believes that the President Ranil Wickremesinghe would be able to make changes that is expected by the youth in the country. The objective of the government is to enhance the economy of the country while limiting the budget gap in the future. He also reiterated that the President will take measures to strengthen foreign relations. Director of the Gampa District Hospital, Specialist Dr. Saman Patirana, says that an intensive care unit has been established to treat corona-infected persons at the hospital. This decision has been taken with the spreading of the virus. The unit is comprised of 14 beds. 3 COVID-infected pregnant mothers are receiving treatment at the hospital. He informed the public to get COVID vaccines soon. Meanwhile, Director General of the Health Services, Dr. Asela Gunawardena, said that there is an increase of Omicron virus in the country. Therefore, the public are instructed to strictly adhere to health guidelines. WADS Gunasinghe has been appointed as the new General Manager of Railways. He is a special grade officer of Sri Lanka Plan Implementation and also acted as an additional secretary to the President earlier. Meanwhile, Nishanta Anuruddha Weerasinghe has been appointed as the Commissioner General of Motor Traffic. The appointments were handed over by the Minister Pandala Gunawardena today. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news. We'll continue with most stories here at home. Interviews for the recruitment of graduates as training and development officials to the teacher vacancies in schools at the northwestern provinces commenced today. Interviews will be conducted as the first in English medium and second for Tamil medium. Interviews for Sinhala medium will be conducted at the last stage. More than 2,000 or rather more than 4,200 graduates have applied in this regard. Out of this number, 1,700 are to be recruited to the teacher service. Sri Lanka Navy took hold of about 34 kilograms and 38 grams of Kerala cannabis floating in the sea area between Kites and Punguduthivu Islands in Jaffna during a patrol carried out in the sea area today. The gross street value of seized Kerala cannabis is believed to be about 10 million rupees, and the stock has been kept in naval custody until it is produced for onward legal action. That's local news for the moment.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The third Kumbal Perehara of the Kandy Asala Perehara will parade the streets tonight. The railway department says the special trains have been added for operations from Sunday. The final Randoli Perehara of the Asala festival will be held at the Nikini Full Moon Poya Day, which falls next Thursday.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Watch Life is brought to you by
A Strength to Your Life. CIB Janajaya Vasana has commenced. Valuable gifts and all bills are on 31st of October. Come to CIB today.
The bridge, which was constructed across the VOA to enter the Sipon Berenawa village in Yatiantota Divisional Secretariat Divisions in the Karagal district, has been washed away by floods a year ago. Residents complain that no action has been taken to construct a new bridge yet. Although the residents have made temporary bridges with the use of their own funds, it was also washed away due to recent floods last week. More than 80 families in the village, including school children, are facing many difficulties in their travelling. They requested the relevant authorities to provide necessary facilities to construct a bridge.
A Strength to Your Life. CIB Janajaya Vasana has commenced. Valuable gifts and all bills are on 31st of October. Come to CIB today.
World News Headlines. Beijing begins biggest military drills around the island. White House G7 criticized China's military behavior around Taiwan. Russia to set up new firm for Sakhalin-2. Future of Japanese stakes unclear. World News in detail. China is kicking off its biggest ever military exercises in the seas around Taiwan following U.S. politician Nancy Pelosi's visit. The live fire drills began today and in several areas were due to take place within 12 miles of the island. Taiwan and China are trying to change the status quo in the region. Ms. Pelosi made a brief but controversial visit to Taiwan, which China regards as a breakaway province. The drills are Beijing's main response, although it has also blocked some trade in the island. Beijing says the exercises are due to take place in busy waterways and will include long-range live ammunition shooting. The U.S. government has criticized China's increasing military activity around Taiwan, which came in response to U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taipei. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters yesterday that there is no reason for Beijing to turn this visit into some sort of crisis or to use it as a pretext to increase aggressive military activity in or around the Taiwan Strait. She also stressed again that there is no change in one China policy of the U.S. She said the speaker's visit is consistent with the long-standing policy. Finally, on world news, the Russian government says it will establish a new company to take over the Sakhalin-2 oil and liquefied natural gas project in the country's far east. The announcement adds uncertainty for the Japanese companies with stakes in the project. The Kremlin said yesterday that the new company will be based in Yuzhno-Sakhalinsk, the main city of the Sakhalin region. The project is currently operated by Sakhalin Energy Investment Company. Its shareholders are Russia's state-affiliated gas firm Gazprom, Britain's Shell, and Japanese trading houses Mitsui and Company and Mitsubishi Corporation. That's in world news. Moving on to development news. Model village housing project initiated under the Indian government assistance has been carried out successfully. Minister Prasanna Ranatunga said that construction work of 4 model housing projects have been completed. He said all arrangements have been finalized to open these houses to the public. 24 houses in the Anuradhapura district will be vested with the public under the patronage of the Indian High Commissioner Gopal Bagle. All model villages are comprised of water, electricity, roads and other infrastructure facilities. That's on development news.
Sports news is brought to you by
Sampath Bank, we present your future.
Sri Lanka's Yupanabe Khan won the bronze medal in the final of the men's 100 meters event at the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Kenyan Ferdinand Omanyala claimed the gold in 10.02 seconds. Defending champ Akani Simbani from South Africa was second in 10.13, and Yupana Bekon took the bronze in 10.14 seconds. He becomes the first Sri Lankan athlete to win bronze medal in the 100 meters event at the Commonwealth Games and wins Sri Lanka's first major athletic medal in 24 years. Meanwhile, para-athlete Palita Bandara secured a silver medal for Sri Lanka in the men's discus throw at the 22nd Commonwealth Games yesterday. The 30-year-old threw 44.20 meters in his fifth and penultimate attempt, marking his personal best. That's on Sports News.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSP U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Presidential Councillor Ronald C. Pereira has assumed duties as the chairman of the Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation yesterday. Earlier, he was acting as the chairman of the Bank of Ceylon from January 2015 to November 2019. He took initial measures to become the Bank of Ceylon to make Bank of Ceylon as the main institute in the financial sector.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSP U Trust.
And on economic news, Fast Company announced its 4th annual Best Workplaces for Innovators list, honoring organizations and businesses that demonstrate a steadfast commitment to encourage innovation at all levels. Innovations by Mass came in at number 18 for its world-class innovative culture and people. That's on economic news. And moving on to the weather update. The Met Department says that showery and windy conditions are expected to continue further in the southwest quarter of the island due to active southwest monsoon. Showers or thunder showers will occur at times in western Sabaragamuwa, central and northwestern provinces, and in Galle and Mathura districts. Heavy rainfalls, about 100 millimeters, can be expected at some places in Sabaragamuwa province and in Kandy and Orelia districts. Several spells of showers may occur in northern and north-central provinces. Very strong winds up to 60 km per hour can be expected at times along the western slopes of the central hills, while strong winds above 50 km per hour can be expected at times in the northern, north-central, western, northwestern and southern provinces and in Trincomalee district. And before we conclude this bulletin of news, back to the headlines. Construction work of 3 private universities at an investment of 29 billion rupees has commenced. Chairman of the UNB says that the present president has the ability to enhance the economy while strengthening the foreign relations. An intensive care unit for the corona-infected persons at the Gampa Hospital. 2 appointments have been made to the state service. Graduates will be recruited for the teacher services. Beijing begins biggest military drills around the island. That was on International Stories. You're listening to Radio Sri Lanka. With that, we conclude this bulletin of news.